And my mic is muted, so no one heard any of that. All right. So happy Tuesday to all. I'm glad that you are here. If you didn't think I was going to make it, that's okay. I'm here. I unfortunately my schedule was pushed back some as today was hair wash day. So ladies, when you have natural hair wash day takes a while. I had to pre-poo, detangle, wash, all that good stuff. So forgive me, but healthy hair, healthy scalp. So please come on in. I've missed you all. There has been a lot going on in the news. But today we are going to see what Spirit has to say about CERN. And if you don't know what I am talking about, stay tuned because you will. So let me just give it a moment or two. Let me go ahead and set up because I have my lovely divination rods here. I have my tarot cards here. I don't know which way we're going to go. I think I'm going to start with my divination rods. Because there has been a lot, if you pay attention to society, if you pay attention to conversations online, there have been conversations back and forth about CERN. What is CERN really doing? Are they doing rituals at CERN? Did CERN somehow mess up the timeline? Did they open a portal? What the hell is going on? Then when we enter in the Mandela effect, there is a lot. There's a lot to think about. So we're going to explore that today because if you did not know, the CERN Large Hadron Collider, the largest hadron collider on planet Earth that is underground between the planets of between the countries, Lord, too much astrology, between the countries of France and Switzerland, the Large Hadron Collider from CERN was shut down yesterday for 3 to 4 years for upgrades, right? So I wanted to look into that with you all, right? Because CERN, the conversation about CERN is on the edge of esotericism, timeline jumps, parallel realities, all that different stuff. So we're going to get into that today. So let me shout out everyone here in the chat right now. Let me turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. Okay, Do Not Disturb is on. Let me see who all is in the chat before I turn on the camera and say hi. All right. So, yeah. Okay, so Ultraviolet is here. Hey, Sexy RN. Hey, Sleepy Bee. Hey, Adele. Empress was here. Jupiter Sun was here. Kevin was here. Okay, so I'm glad y'all are here. Let's get into it. Let me set up. I just had a snack. Okay, I just had some banana chips and some walnuts because one of the last times I used my divination rods, we weren't getting any type of energy readings because I was tired. So I ate earlier today. Yes, I had some crab boil. I had some leftover crab boil. I had leftover crab boil, and the leftover crab boil was banging. Okay, leftover crab boil was banging. The crab boil did what needed to be done. Okay, amen. It was delicious. And tonight is going to be steak and shrimp night, little surf and turf tonight. And my loving husband, the one and only Mr. Hoodoo, is downstairs about to prepare our dinner as soon as he is off work. And I say that there is no emasculation, okay, because my husband loves to cook and he prefers to cook. So I let him do what he loves to do, and it's absolutely amazing. So let's Let me turn on the camera here. Let me remove my camera cover, right? All right. We are here together. All right. Let's pull this down some. All right. So yeah, let me take another look and see who's here. Now I could open the window, but it was actually um really bright. So you said that sounds delicious. Hey Mons. Yeah, so if you've ever had questions about the CERN, the Large Hadron Collider, what particularly goes on there, what are they doing? Are they doing anything in secret? Because listen, there is always the public story, and then there is the behind the scenes, the true story, right? It's like that with everything. Um, I'm nosy and I want to know because there are some coincidences as it pertains to CERN. There are some coincidences, and again, I am nosy and I am esoterically nosy as well. Hey, Isis Boo. Hey, Erica J. Yes, peace and blessings, manifestations to all. Yes, yes, yes. So we are here. I have my rods. I have my rods. And let me see. I have my rods here. Let me see how am I going to do this. Okay, because I need to make sure that everyone can see and that nothing is. Are they going to flow this way? Can everyone see the rods? Can everyone see the rods? Okay, so I'm going to have to hold them out. Okay, put a one in the chat if you can see the rods. I am moving them right now because I want to make sure that however I hold them, that they will. Okay, see, now I have to move over some. I want to make sure that how I hold them, that they will move and swing freely without any. See, can't do that there. So, because I'm sitting at my desk, but my desk is by the window and this is the curtain. So, let me try this. If I can move over just a little bit more like this. Okay. Because I don't want the rods to, like I said, I want them to be able to swing freely. I want them to be able to swing freely. Okay. So, okay. So we can see the rods here. We can see the rods here. Okay. So I'm going to have to hold them like this. And remember, I keep you can see the colors. This is the darker one in my left hand, the darker handle. This is the lighter handle in my right hand. So I have been utilizing the rods with the darker rod in my left hand and the lighter rod in my right hand. So, okay, so we have consensus here. People can see. All right, so let's get into these questions. Remember when they cross like this? Okay, when they cross like this is when they cross like this is yes. When they swing out like this is no. Okay. And if we get anything else, we just have to re-ask the question. Now, when you ask your questions, be very specific. You have to be very specific. Specific questions get answers. You cannot be vague, right? You cannot be vague. Also, put a purple heart or a crystal ball next to your question so that I know you are asking a question for the rods. Okay? Asking a question for me, asking a question that we can, um, you know, that we can get into. Okay, and I am swinging them right now. I just want to make sure that they will swing without interference, without hitting anything. Let me move my water bottle. Let me set my phone up. Let me move my water bottle back. Okay. All right. First question is from Sleepy B. Okay. So Sleepy B has a question. Her question is, does the CERN shutdown have anything to do with the recent reports of loss of gravity? All right, so let's get into it. I haven't used the rods in a while. Let's get into it. All right, Spirit, let's answer Sleepy B's question. She asks, does the CERN shutdown have anything to do with the recent reports of loss of gravity? Please show us yes or no. Both of you working together. Does the CERN shutdown have anything to do with recent reports of loss of gravity? Mhm. Yes. Yes. The answer to your question is yes. Thank you so much, Spirit, for that answer. The answer to your question is yes. Yes, yes, it does. Yes, yes, yes. All right, the next question is from Isis. Spirit, Isis asks, is CERN shutting is CERN shutting down the Large Hadron Collider to close the door on something that they cannot control? Please show us yes or no, both of you working together. And if you are watching this, we are live. I'm just waiting to see what they have to say. Yes, the answer is yes. Thank you so much for that, Spirit. Okay, so Spirit, part two to this question is, the something that they cannot control, is it detrimental to human life on this planet, on planet Earth? All right, y'all see it. Yes, the answer is yes. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for the answer, Spirit. Yes. Okay, so mm, 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 mm. Now you might hear my air conditioning The air conditioner is on and it's blowing. It's a little warm here today, so you may be hearing the air conditioner. Um, because my bedroom is upstairs, so it's warm, so I have the air conditioner on. So you may be hearing the air conditioner. Um, so yeah. Okay, y'all. Keep these questions coming. Keep these questions coming. Keep your questions coming. Who has the next question? Who has the next question? So far, Spirit says yes. Spirit says yes, the CERN shutdown does have something to do with recent reports of loss of gravity. And the answer is yes. They are also shutting down the Large Hadron Collider because it's something that they can't control that's detrimental to humanity happening along with that. So, ooh, this is interesting. That's interesting. Okay, so I have a question myself. Okay, so Spirit, has there been has the Large Hadron Collider at CERN been used to disrupt reality as we know it here on this planet? Please show us yes or no. Okay, so that answer is yes. Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much. So out here messing with reality, out here messing with reality as we know it, because this hadron collider. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, so Spirit, please help us answer Kevin's question. Kevin asks, is CERN shutting down the shutdown of the Large Hadron Collider at CERN? Is this foreshadowing the economic depression that's coming? The answer to your question, Kevin, is no. No, nothing to do with that. Thank you so much, Spirit. Okay, y'all, make sure y'all come in. Make sure y'all like the video. Please come in. Okay, so Sleepy B asks, that's interesting because I have some thoughts about that. I've done some research myself, but I want to see what Spirit has to say. Okay, so okay, Spirit, please help me answer Sleepy B's question. Do the scientists at CERN think that shutting down the Large Hadron Collider will send humanity back to the previous and correct timeline? Okay, so I have one rod that's oh wait, they're both moving now. Okay, let's see. Please show us a clear yes or a clear no. I feel like it's a maybe. I feel like it's a maybe. Let me ask Sleepy Bee's question again. Okay, Spirit, please let me clarify the question. Do the scientists at CERN that operate the Large Hadron Collider, do they know that they can send us back to the previous timeline by shutting down the Large Hadron Collider? Please show us yes or no. Okay, so just to clarify, Spirit, is the answer to Sleepy Bee's current question, is it a maybe? If it's maybe, please show us yes. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so Sleepy Bee, the answer to your question is maybe. They don't really know. It's like they're trying things. They have effed up in some type of way and they're trying things. And this is something that they're trying. It's something that they're trying. Oh, okay. Okay, thanks, Isis. Yeah. Okay, so I have a question. I have a question myself, y'all. I have a question myself. And I will tell you all why I'm asking this question. Okay, Spirit, please tell us yes or no to my question. Spirit, when the Large Hadron Collider became operational at CERN, is that why we now have the concept of the Mandela effect? Okay, y'all see that? Thank you for answering the question, Spirit. Spirit, I have another question. So, when the Large Hadron Collider at CERN became operational, it 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 did something to the reality of some people here on Earth. Please show us yes or no. Okay, y'all see they moving quick on that one. Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for telling us that. Okay, y'all see that? Here is why I asked the question about the Mandela effect. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen because, like I said, I was looking into some things myself. So, okay, let me do this. Minus AI. I don't want no AI foolishness in here. All right. Okay, I'm about to share my screen and show you exactly why I asked that question. Okay, because what you're not gonna do is play in my face. You can play in somebody else's face, you can play in them other people's faces, but y'all not gonna play in my face. Okay, so okay, y'all see what I have right here, right? I have at the top first mention of Mandela effect. It says the term was originally coined by paranormal researcher Fiona Broom in the late 2000s. Okay, in the late 2000s. Why is this important? Why is this important? Let me see, which one is it? It's important because okay, let me turn to the we're gonna go straight to the CERN website. Okay, so this is CERN, the Large Hadron Collider. Okay, so we can look through this timeline and let's go down to okay, so we see the final large detector piece lowered. Okay, July 28th. September 10th, 2008, the Large Hadron Collider starts up. This is the first time the Large Hadron Collider was started at CERN. At 10:28 a.m. on 10 September 2008, a beam of protons is successfully steered around the 27-kilometer Large Hadron Collider for the first time. For the first time. Now, let's go back here. Let's go back here. So we are talking about let's go back. Let's go back here. So let's share this tab. Okay, what is the Mandela effect? Origins of the Mandela effect. The term Mandela effect was first coined in 2009 by Fiona Broom. Was first coined in 2009 by Fiona Broom. Okay. The Large Hadron Collider successfully turned on for the first time, shooting protons September 2008. It is of my spiritual opinion, this shit has messed with the timeline. I have shown my work. I have shown my work. The first mention of the Mandela effect by Fiona Broom, 2009, which could be a few months to a year after they first start shooting protons and shit out of this Large Hadron Collider at CERN. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care about you spiritually and esoterically, you can't tell me that this damn thing ain't messed with something. I have shown my work. We are on CERN's website. The first time let me make it bigger so y'all can see. The first time CERN successfully shot a beam of protons for the first time was on September 10th, 2008. And then after that, Mandela effect, where people start realizing, like, hey, this shit ain't right. Something happened. I don't know if they did it on purpose or not. But I don't know if they did it on purpose or not. I don't know, but I don't know. But we can see that listen, energetically there is a link. Spirit said yes. Spirit said yes. So again, um again, they can tell that to somebody else. They can play in somebody else's face. They're not going to play in my face. They're not going to play in my face. That's specifically why I asked that, because that's specifically why I asked that. Spirit said yes. The first time they shot some protons doing sciencey shit with the Large Hadron Collider, September 2008. And then we have the coining of the term the Mandela effect maybe a year later, sometime in 2009. The Mandela effect, which they are calling large scale false memories. Large scale false memories. Because I want you all to think about this. If society is having large scale false memories, how do we know what's true, what's not true, right? You telling me that you can't trust what people remember? If that's the case, then you can never, ever, ever call a human to testify in a court of law of what they saw. Because how do you know that what they saw isn't a false memory? Okay. We have to think logically about these things. If that is the case, every police officer testimony is a lie, it's a false memory. Okay. What you remember in that case is a lie and a false memory. If they're going to say that the Mandela effect is large scale remembrance of things that didn't happen or weren't really real, then you're saying that human memory just out of the blue, just forever, is it's not real. You can tell that bullshit to somebody else. You can't tell that to me. You can't tell that to me. Either human memory, and I'm not saying that you can't question the memory of people who maybe are drug addicts or have alcoholism or who have a family history of mental illness or they have Alzheimer's. I'm not saying that. You can't tell me that millions and millions and millions of people are remembering shit wrong, when the first time that this term was coined was after they turned on that damn Large Hadron Collider. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. I don't care. I don't care. Tell that to somebody else. Tell that to somebody else. The timeline is jacked up. And I know people who are energetically sensitive can tell that something is not right. Something is not right with life, right? I know some of y'all feel it. Yes, this is my channel. Yes, I do the tarot, the spiritual work and stuff like that. But it's probably been like a decade or so where you just like, something is not right. Something about reality, something about life is not right. It can't be this. It can't be this, right? I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. You can't tell me that they're not doing bullshit. Hey girl, Natasha said, I'm gonna tell the credit card companies I don't owe them any money. That's a false memory. Natasha, go to the wall. Go to the wall. But seriously, like life used to be, and listen, I like my life. I have a good life, right? I have matured, I'm lost weight, I'm healthier. Hubby and I, we're doing good, we getting this money. But just it's like right behind the scenes, you can feel like something ain't right. And more people are saying like this can't be life. Like this can't be it. Something is going on. Something is going on. Natasha said, I've been feeling like everything has been off since 2016. Yeah, something is, it's almost like it's weird. Like it's weird and we can feel it, right? So many of us can feel it. You can't tell me that, I don't know. Something about it is different. Spirit said they doing something with that Large Hadron Collider. Spirit said they doing something. Okay, let's get back to your questions. Who has another question about CERN and this Large Hadron Collider? And remember, you need to be very specific. You need to be specific when you ask your question to Spirit. So you have to be specific when I'm using the rods, okay? You have to be specific. Okay, so who has the next question about CERN? And I think I do. But please put your question in the chat. Please put your question in the chat. And I will ask and I will ask your question. I will ask Spirit your question. But right now, I want to ask a question myself. So don't forget your purple heart or purple ball next to your question. Okay. Um, Spirit, has CERN opened up a portal to another dimension by use of the Large Hadron Collider at CERN? Please show us yes or no. Okay, so the answer to my question is yes and no, correct? Hmm. Okay, so it's both yes and no. Thank you, Spirit. So it's both yes and no. Yes, they've kind of messed with something, but it's a little funky. Okay, so the next question is from Isis. All right, Spirit. Isis asks, is CERN is the Large Hadron Collider at CERN being used by time travelers? Please show us yes or no. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. The answer to your question, Isis, is yes. That was a good question. That was a really good question because you see some things and it's just like, that that makes sense. Thank you so much, Spirit. Yeah, who has the next question? Listen, I, particle physics, and then I don't know. Do y'all remember when it was announced that the Higgs boson particle, the God particle, was found? Do y'all remember that? I remember that. The Higgs boson God particle was found. Okay. All right. All right, Spirit. We have another question. Spirit, please help me answer Sleepy Bee's question. Spirit, the scientists at CERN, are they turning off the Large Hadron Collider to stop extraterrestrials, aliens, non human entities from another planet from coming to Earth? No. Answer to your question, Sleepy B, is no. Spirit. So they are turning off the Large Hadron Collider at CERN because they have messed with our reality here on Earth and they're trying to do something about it. Ooh wee. That was a quick yes right there. Yes. So the answer to Sleepy B's question is no, but that Large Hadron Collider has messed with our reality here on Earth. Thank you so much, Spirit. So, mm, 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 mm. Y'all saw how quick they swung back in on that yes, right? Y'all saw that, right? I felt it because like I can feel the rods moving in the handles. I felt it. Y'all saw that, right? Mm-hmm. 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 I have another question. Make sure y'all keep bringing your questions in. Keep submitting your questions. Don't forget to put the purple heart or the purple crystal ball by your question. Spirit, I have another question. Spirit, there was a movie starring Ben Affleck and Uma Thurman called, I forgot the name of the movie, but it was a movie about a machine that was built that could see into the future. So, Spirit, my question is that movie based off of something that occurred at CERN with the Large Hadron Collider? No. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So the answer to my question is no. If you look, it's an old movie, Ben Affleck, Uma Thurman, and like he built this machine by reverse engineering and come to find out like it's a time machine, right? But that movie is not based on whatever they're doing at CERN. So thank goodness. Okay, Spirit, let's answer Isis's question. Spirit, Isis asks, is there anything that we, the non scientists at CERN, can do to fix the change in the timeline? No, there's nothing we can do. So, in order to fix the timeline, Spirit, the scientists that operate the Large Hadron Collider at CERN, they have to do something to fix the timeline. All right, y'all, we have movement. We have movement. So what you're saying, Spirit, is the scientists that operate the Large Hadron Collider at CERN, they broke it, they have to fix it. Thank you, Spirit. Y'all see that? Okay, so there's nothing we, the little people, can do. We didn't mess anything up, so it's not on us to fix. They have to figure out. They have to figure out how to fix it. Sorry, I'll drink my water. They broke it, they have to fix it. They broke it. They did something, whatever they're doing, they have to fix it. And of course, this is for entertainment purposes only, but they broke it, they have to fix it. That's what Spirit said. They broke it, they have to fix it. They broke it, they have to fix it. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, there's nothing we didn't do anything like it. I'm pretty sure you don't have you don't have a particle accelerator in your backyard. Like you're not building a particle accelerator tomorrow. Right. You're not, using ions and protons. You're not slinging shit around. It's not for us. But yeah. Yeah, it's not for us. Hey, positive queen on purpose. Listen, positive queen on purpose, you have missed a lot. You've missed a lot. We are asking spirit using these divination rods about things happening at CERN, the Large Hadron Collider. And what spirit has said is that we have the Mandela effect because of whatever they are doing with the Large Hadron Collider. They have broken our reality, our timelines, because of whatever they're doing with the Large Hadron Collider. And spirit said they are the ones that have to fix it. The scientists at CERN, they broke the timeline, they broke our reality. They are the ones that have to fix it. They are the ones that have to fix it. Okay. Uh-huh. Mm. That's what you think, Tiff? That's what you think? Listen, Tiff, if you have some questions, ask a question, Tiff. Just put a purple heart or a crystal ball. Ask your question so that we can ask. Because, like I said, it's been in the news for like the past week and a half that they were shutting down the Large Hadron Collider at CERN. They shut it down yesterday, right? So Spirit said that they shut it down because they're trying to fix it. Okay. Um, so make sure y'all put a purple crystal heart or a purple crystal ball by your question so we can ask these questions, okay? Because they've been telling us for so long that we're crazy, Mandela effect isn't real, and Spirit said no, they broke shit. They broke it. Okay. Okay. So let's get into these questions. Okay. Um all right, Spirit, the next question is from Isis again, and Isis asks Spirit. She asks, is the Large Hadron Collider at CERN, is it meant to disrupt people's connection with spirit? Is it meant to disrupt people's personal connection to the divine, to spirit? No. The answer to your question is no, Isis. The answer to your question is no. Thank you, Spirit. Answer to your question is no. Okay, Spirit, let's answer Positive Queen on Purpose's question. Spirit, are the scientists at CERN that operate the Large Hadron Collider that have messed with our reality, do they have to answer to a higher authority now? Do they have to answer to the creator of the universe for what they have done? Please show us yes or no. Yes. Thank you so much for answering that question, Spirit. Spirit, I have a question myself to piggyback off of Positive Queen on Purpose's question. Being that your answer to positive queen on purpose question right now was yes, is the breaking of reality's timeline, is this part of the is what the scientists that operate the Large Hadron Collider at CERN, is what they have done by breaking our timeline, is this part of the knowledge that humans aren't supposed to have? Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so this is part of that forbidden knowledge that people aren't supposed to have. Yes, the Large Hadron Collider was shut down yesterday. You can go to the CERN, you can go to the CERN website, but yes, the Large Hadron Collider was shut down. Let's see. View all news, latest news. The Large Hadron Collider was shut down yesterday. Yeah. It's June 29th, 2026. CERN bids farewell to the Large Hadron Collider and enters long shutdown 3. This is from the CERN website itself. So yes, they turned it off yesterday. They shut it down yesterday. Mm-hmm. 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 They shut it down yesterday. Spirit said they trying to fix stuff. Spirit said they trying to fix stuff. That's what Spirit said. They trying to fix stuff. Okay, so positive queen on purpose, ask your question, be more specific because specific questions get specific answers. Okay. So while you reformulate your question, positive queen on purpose, I am going to ask a question because it's something that I've always wanted to know. Spirit, I have a memory of when I was a little girl and I was in the car with my mom and she was driving, I think, on Vincennes, but she was driving. I was a little girl. I looked into one of the tunnels and I saw a world very bright with a night. And I was looking into a world that was not the current reality around me. Was what I looking at a world? Did I see that world because the Large Hadron Collider has messed up timelines and realities? Is that why I saw that? Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, y'all, when I was a little girl in the late 80s, early 90s, it may have been like 89, 91. I was in a car with my mom. I was in the back seat. This was in Chicago. And if you are from Chicago, you know, like it's 87th Street and Vincennes, right? You can go north on Vincennes, right? You can go north on Vincennes and 87th Street goes east to west. Now, you know, the Metro train track is right there, right? It's parallel to Vincennes. I looked under like one of the viaducts. I looked underneath and I saw a bright glowing world. There was a knight in armor. The top of his helmet had like one of those fluffy things on top of his helmet. I looked into and I swear I was staring into another world. I was staring into another world. And that was earlier on in my life when I started to be able to see things. Spirit just told me I saw that shit because they out here fucking with reality. Hmm. Yep. Yep. I saw that too. Not Erica J say, I hope I could jump into the rich and wealthy timeline now. I heard that, girl. I heard that. Okay. So let's get back to positive queen on purpose question. All right, spirit. Spirit. Now that the Large Hadron Collider is shut down, will the current negative energies on planet Earth be less negative? Will these energies start to turn around? No, no. The answer to your question is no. Spirit, is the book A Wrinkle in Time based off of something that happened because the Large Hadron Collider was operational? No. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit was part of the spirit because reality has been tampered with due to the operation of the Large Hadron Collider. Is that why Donald Trump is part of the United States legacy? No. Okay. Did the scientists operating the Large Hadron Collider at CERN tamper with reality so that Donald Trump could be president of the United States? Let me ask it again. Did they tamper with reality? The scientists at CERN that operate the Large Hadron Collider. Did they tamper with reality so that Donald Trump could become president of the United States? Thank you, Spirit. Did they tamper with reality using the Large Hadron Collider so that Israel could finally have a US president to bomb Iran? Is that one of the reasons why? Yes. Thank you, Spirit. So, Spirit, are they using the Large Hadron Collider to tamper with reality so they can try to make the future into what they want it to be and not what's good for humanity. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Hmm, hmm. Fuzzy. Fuzzy, getting to it. Fuzzy. Okay, Spirit, let's answer Fuzzy's question. Hey, Fuzzy. Fuzzy Spirals asks, is this the time for us to focus on becoming millionaires? That's what she heard. Is it true? No. Fuzzy, the answer is no. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit. To piggyback off of Fuzzy's question, should we be focusing on ways to better and uplift humanity? Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Sorry, Fuzzy. Sorry, Fuzzy. Yeah. We're supposed to be figuring out how to help humanity. Now, who you choose to make community with, that's on you. But bettering and helping other people, yes. Y'all, this large hadron collider. Listen, this thing is out here. Mm, I have another question. Keep your questions coming about the Large Hadron Collider and CERN. Please keep your questions coming because this is really, really interesting. I didn't expect some of these answers. Okay, Spirit. In the Netflix show Stranger Things, there was another world called the Abyss that was the result of some type of weird scientific experiment. Is that based on something that has happened at CERN by way of the Large Hadron Collider? Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Positive Queen on purpose, ask your question. Be more specific. Be very, very specific when you ask your questions. Be very, very specific when you ask your question. So if it, I just watched this past weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I finished the last season of Stranger Things. I picked up on a lot. I picked up on a lot with Stranger Things. That last listen, listen. I picked up on a lot as it those who have eyes to see, let them see. Those who have ears to hear, let them hear. Baby, I picked up on a lot. And I'm just like, okay. And it was so funny because I watched the I watched the last season of Stranger Things this past Saturday and I finished it up on Sunday, right? Yesterday I was working out and I was listening to a Twitter space when I was working out. And I heard some things on a Twitter space. It was a Twitter space about another conversation that we need to have. But what I heard in that Twitter space was connected to some stuff that I saw in the final season of Stranger Things. And we're going to get into that too. Because baby, listen, if you have Netflix, go ahead and just take a few weeks and just watch Stranger Things completely through. But if you know what you are looking at, then you absolutely know. They always tell us what they are up to via movies and TV shows. Mhm. Listen. I'm telling you, I'm trying to tell you. So we're gonna have a stream on that too, because when I tell you yesterday I was getting so many downloads while I was working out, I'm bouncing around in my living room downstairs, and every time I paused what I was listening to, got my piece of paper, and I'm writing stuff down. I had to, like how you have to write stuff down before you forget. I was getting all these downloads yesterday reading. I was just like, this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. So we're gonna have so many things are connected. 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 Okay, positive queen on purpose. Be specific and ask your question again so we can ask spirit. But listen, so many things. I got them downloads, and I'm talking about like Mr. Hoodoo. He was sitting at the kitchen table, right? He's sitting at the kitchen table, and he working on his laptop. He typing away. I'm like, babe, I need a piece of paper. So, because he was writing in his notebook, he doing his work, right? So he gave me a few sheets of paper, and I'm listening to stuff, and I got the closest thing I could find. It was a black marker, and I was just writing stuff down. Okay, this I'm drawing arrows back and forth, like this. Okay. And I was just like, he was like, "Do you need more paper? Do you need a notebook?" I was like, "No, I'm good." Working out, sweating, drinking water. Stop writing all this shit down. I'm just like, interesting. So we're gonna get into that too. Let me read some of these comments. CS says, I sent a Freedom of Information Act request to Chicago Public Schools about their program. Not expecting to get many answers, but I thought I'd try. Listen, that's great. That's great. Because I was in a gifted program, right? But like I was in like the international language program in elementary school and in high school. It wasn't necessarily the GATE program, but I do remember my music teacher in elementary school. He was asking us questions like, okay, those of you who get good grades, do you listen to music while you're studying? Do you like I remember him asking us these questions, and it was kind of weird, but I didn't really think too much of it because, it's music class, whatever. I don't remember learning a damn thing about music in that music class. I can't tell you no notes. I can't tell you a damn thing. I can't tell you shit about music. All I know is that my music teacher, this white man, he was absolutely asking us questions about how we study, what we listen to when we are studying, those of us that get good grades, right? And when I was in elementary school, not that those tests mean anything, with those standardized tests, I was testing into like the high school and college range, right? Those standardized, the Iowa tests, those tests. I was testing really, really high, like I said, high school and college level with those tests, right? I don't think I was in the GATE program, but I do remember my music teacher asking those questions. I sure do remember. Okay, let's get back to answering your questions. Okay. All right, Spirit, please help us answer Sleepy Bee's question. Spirit, do the scientists at CERN have a specific length of time they're working with to reset the Large Hadron Collider? Yes. The answer is yes. Thank you, Spirit. And now that I'm using the rods more and more and more, I'm starting to intuit the answer before the rods move. Okay. Um, okay, Erica J has a question. All right, Spirit. Please help us answer Erica J's question. Erica J asks, will the current leadership in Israel and the United States of America end soon after the CERN Large Hadron Collider shutdown? I already knew that answer. No. No, no, no. The answer is no. Sorry, boo. The answer to that is no. Okay. Next question is from Positive Queen on Purpose. She asks, okay, now Positive Queen on Purpose, do you mean because the collider is shut down right now? Is that what you mean? Yeah, I kept getting taken out of class for those weird tests too. I did too. But yeah, Positive Queen on Purpose, do you mean that positive changes among humanity, like a return to love because the Large Hadron Collider is shut down? Is that what you mean? Okay, great. Thank you so much because we have to be specific. And remember, CERN is not shut down. CERN is still operational. The Large Hadron Collider at CERN, which is the largest one of its kind on this planet, is shut down. Okay, so I want to make sure that we are understand CERN is the scientific organization. The Large Hadron Collider is the scientific device that they have been operating. Okay. All right, Spirit, please help us answer Positive Queen on Purpose's question. Spirit, can we expect positive changes amongst humanity, like a return to love for each other, because the Large Hadron Collider is currently shut down? No. No. Answer is no. 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 Yeah, the Large Hadron Collider is the particle accelerator device that they are operating, that CERN operates, that they do tests with, getting into particle physics and stuff like that. So, yeah, so CERN is still operational. It's the Large Hadron Collider that is the device. Okay. I have a question I'm going to ask Spirit. I have a question I'm going to ask Spirit. Spirit. And I'm going to ask my question, then we're going to get to your question, Sleepy Bee. Spirit. Because of the experiments done at CERN with the Large Hadron Collider, Do the scientists there absolutely know that magic is real? Yes. Spirit, piggybacking off of that question, the theory of entanglement theory and string theory, that is just science speak for how magic works, correct? Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. So for those of you who don't know, look up quantum entanglement and look up string theory, how you can do something to a particle over here and it affects a particle way over there on the other side that's not even touching. How all these things are energetically connected by these invisible strings. Quantum entanglement theory and string theory, that's how magic works, but magic is explained through that type of science. So go ahead and look that up. Okay, let's get to Sleepy Bee's question. Okay, Spirit. And please come in, please like the video if you are here. Spirits, please answer Sleepy Bee's question. The Large Hadron Collider is currently shut down, but will it be back up and running by 2028? The Large Hadron Collider at CERN, will it be back up and running by 2028? No. Spirit, Sleepy Bee asks another question. Does the Large Hadron Collider at CERN have anything to do with the missing scientists? There were news stories about all these missing scientists. They don't know what happened to them. Are they dead? Are they alive? So, does the Large Hadron Collider have anything to do with those missing scientists? The Large Hadron Collider shut down yesterday. The Large Hadron Collider was shut down on June 29th, 2026. Okay, Sleepy Bee, the answer to your question is no, but let me rephrase it differently. Spirit, are any of the experiments that took place, Spirit, are any of the experiments that took place at CERN utilizing the Large Hadron Collider, did any of the missing scientists work with those experiments? So some of the work that some of the missing scientists were working on had something to do with the Large Hadron Collider and particle physics. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. 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 So Sleepy Bee, I took your question and I kind of tweaked it. I asked it a different way because specific questions get specific answers, right? So yes, Spirit said that what some of whatever they were doing with Large Hadron Collider, some of those missing scientists were working on some of that stuff. Yeah, the Large Hadron Collider was shut down yesterday for maintenance and upgrades. It's supposed to be turned back on within like 2 to 3 years. So it's not like it's shut down and operational for good. It was shut down yesterday for upgrades, for maintenance and upgrades. So don't clap just yet. Mhm. Ultimate Beast, ask your question, be very, very specific. Who is they and rituals and where? Because what I have learned with working with these divination rods, you have to be very specific with your questions. You have to identify who they is, who, what, when, where, and why. You have to fully to answer those questions. Okay, so reformulate your question, and I'm gonna ask. Okay, let's get to ooh, we. I don't know anything about that, Isis. You gotta send me some video. You gotta send me some video. You gotta send me some video of that. Okay, Spirit, please help me answer Isis's question. Spirit, was the Large Hadron Collider at CERN involved in the alleged rare portal opening in Rome, December 2025? Ooh, that baby is swinging. Swinging, 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 swinging. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Answer to your question is yes. Mm-hmm. Answer to your question is yes. Mm. Y'all, listen, listen. I don't remember that. So y'all gonna have to like tag me in a video or email me something about this, whatever you find, because I don't know anything about this. So if y'all see something esoteric or something you think I should look at, please, please, please email me. Because some of the content on this channel is because you all email me, right? Please email me. I don't see everything. I don't see everything. And it might have been in December when I was on vacation. I don't know. But if you see some stuff that you think I need to look at, do not be afraid to email me. Be like, Q, look at this shit. Okay. Mm-hmm. So yeah, y'all. I don't know anything about that. So yeah, Isis, you gotta tag me or send me a video or something. Whatever you can find. And I am out of water. It's all right. Okay. Thank you so much for being specific with your question. Okay, Spirit, please help me answer Ultimate Beast from Beyond's question. Spirit, there is a video of a ritual sacrifice that was on the CERN grounds. Okay, CERN says that it was staged. Was this staged? No, it was not staged. Was this a real sacrifice in front of the Shiva statue at CERN? The video that a lot of people were talking about, still talk about to this day, was that a real actual sacrifice that was recorded, that was performed and recorded at CERN in front of the Shiva statue. Yes, it was real. So CERN officials lied and said that the video of that sacrifice was fake, and they don't know they don't know what happened. So they're lying to us. They're lying to us. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Is there an entity, a non-human entity that lives inside the Large Hadron Collider at CERN? Yes. Thank you, Spirit. I'm just here like, okay. She said, I thought so. That was a really good question. That was a good question, y'all. Hmm. Keep the shade closed. That was a really good question. Yes, that's something that we talked about earlier. We talked about how because of the use of the Large Hadron Collider, that reality here on Earth has been disrupted. And this is why we have, the Mandela effect. Was it Looney Tunes, Toons, or was it Looney Tunes, Tuns? Was there a cornucopia behind the Fruit of the Loom clothing symbol, or was it just leaves? Was it Bernstein Bears or Bernstein Bears? Like all of these different things. Spirit said, yes, we have the Mandela effect because of whatever they're doing there at with the Large Hadron Collider at CERN. That's what Spirit said. Spirit said yes. Okay. Spirit said yes. Okay. Spirit said yes. So, you know, um, Spirit said they out here manipulating timelines. They're manipulating reality, and they're losing control of whatever it is. Exactly. Exactly. I fully agree. I agree with you because, and you can go back and you can watch this video, but I showed everyone here on the stream that the first proton shooting, the first time they really used the Large Hadron Collider was September 10th, 2008. The Mandela effect wasn't coined until 2009. Okay. And they're saying that the Mandela effect is nothing but shared false memories. Why would millions of people who don't know each other share a false memory? Because if that's the case, that people really aren't remembering correctly, then you can't have humans to be witnesses in the court of law, and police officers probably aren't remembering things correctly if it's shared hallucinations. We just are remembering things incorrectly. If that's the case, then you can't count on any human for any type of to be any type of eyewitness. And that is the fallacy in the logic, right? So they be out here telling people bullshit. They be out here telling people bullshit, but we find answers over here. We find answers over here. Ain't no telling what they do there. I don't know. I've never been to CERN, but the CERN Large Hadron Collider is the largest hadron collider in the world. It spans two countries, France and Switzerland. Okay, it's the largest one in the world. There are others, but it's the largest one in the world. And they out here fucking with reality. They out here tampering with reality. So, hey, Smith, what's up, girl? I didn't even see you here. I didn't even see you here. Hey, girl. You said you remember RuPaul had a wife and kids on Dana Shore show. Listen, the Mandela effect. They saying all of us out here are lying, and all of us have these shared false memories. This is their explanation for the Mandela effect. This is their explanation for the Mandela effect. So, they're definitely whatever they doing up in there, child, I don't know. But it's whatever they doing, they are literally messing with things they're not supposed to mess with. And Spirit said that they're tampering with reality at CERN, whether it's intentional or accidental, is part of the forbidden knowledge that humans aren't supposed to have. You are not supposed to be able to tamper with reality for millions and billions of people. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Spirit also said that at some point they will have to answer to the creator for what they have done. So I guess there's a glimmer of hope in that. Now, when that will happen, I don't know. But that's what Spirit said. Y'all got to go back and you got to watch the video to get some of the earlier spiritual tea. What y'all say? Okay, let's ask. Let's ask Spirit. Because y'all see, y'all out here with y'all shared false memory. Spirit. Both Smith and Wesson and Natasha said that they remember back in the 90s, the personality known as RuPaul said that he had a son. And now there is no talk about the son. Is this because of the Large Hadron Collider and the Mandela effect? Yes. So RuPaul saying that RuPaul had a son, and now there is no talk about the son, or it's like the son never existed. This is because of the tampering of reality with the Large Hadron Collider at CERN. This is another one of those Mandela effect. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. So I mean, y'all are and this is why I do like my readings and stuff live, so people can't say like, "Oh, I made it up," or this is exactly why I do these things live. Y'all are here with me, so you can see when I'm actually flipping over the cards. You can see what I'm doing. I'm not saying that other people that don't do their readings live are performative or they're fakes. I'm not saying it at all. Q does her readings and divinations like this live because I want people to see and see these answers as they come in real time. See these answers and interpretations as they come in real time. Okay. So do y'all have any other questions about the Large Hadron Collider at CERN, tampering with reality, any other things that they're doing? If you came in late, please, 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 please go back and watch this video from the beginning when it started because people were asking some really good questions. Um, I can only you all are seeing the answers here in real time as you ask these questions, right? Um, Spirit said it's really time for humanity to start focusing on uplifting each other. Spirit said part of the reason we are in this mess with Donald Trump is because they tampering with stuff at CERN, allegedly. Um I'm just here answering y'all's questions. I don't have a list of questions in front of me. I am answering your questions live as you all pose the questions, right? So, eh, mm, you know, so yeah. Do y'all have any other questions? Because I think that we have established some of what's going on there with the Large Hadron Collider. And the Large Hadron Collider was turned off yesterday, June 29th, 2026, for repairs, maintenance, and upgrade. It's supposed to be turned back on 2028, 2029, something like that is when they're supposed to be um finished with the repairs and the maintenance and stuff like that. So, um strange things are afoot. Strange things are afoot. Do not let these people lie to you, lie to your face. Okay, they have these weak, lame ass excuses like mass hallucination. Okay. And we will have that UFO live stream. I know we were supposed to. Um, but I was so busy and packing before I went to the DR for vacation. But we will have that UFO stream because there are a lot of things like the conversation about UFOs, especially now. There's a lot. I'm hearing things, I'm seeing things that I think we need to have a conversation about. Um, so yeah. Do you all have any other questions about Large Hadron Collider at CERN? Because if you don't, then I'm going to go because we've been here for an hour and 40 minutes. Um, so yeah, I'll wait and see if there are any other questions. But yeah, we have a lot of things to talk about. A lot of things to talk about. Um, Please go back and rewatch this video from the beginning. If you came in late, please share this video. Please hype this video because these are answers that I think are important, right? These are answers that I think are important. These are divine answers. I'm right here with you all as I want to see the answers to the questions too. Um, so yeah. Um, I didn't think that we would get some of the answers that we got today, but hey, I'm just a vessel here for y'all. I'm just a vessel here for y'all. Um, I think I may change the stream that's tomorrow to something else because I feel like right now we need to stay on these mainstream topics and we need to divine what's really going on in the energetics behind things. And there are some things that I want to share with you all, and it's kind of wild. It's kind of wild. Positive Queen on Purpose says, I look forward to future lives. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, some of these questions were actually some of the answers were surprising. Yeah. Yeah, so I think I may because like I said, I was writing some stuff down, my downloads yesterday, my downloads today. I may have to look at that and formulate. And I asked the question, those of you who either are Christian, were Christian, I asked a specific question on my wall yesterday, but I asked it for a reason because I feel like we need to have a conversation about things that are happening in real time that you all may not know about, right? And how that may present depending on what the hell is going on behind the scenes. So yeah, so I am going to get out of here. I want you all to have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday evening. I love y'all very, very much. We're gonna keep the momentum going. I love y'all very, very much. Please share this video. Please hype the video. All right. I love y'all. I'm see y'all on the flip side. I am traveling next week, but I'm traveling on Sunday. So you will get a few lives out of me next week, even though I'm going to be in Chicago. So you'll probably get 2 to 3 live streams out of me next week. But I'm gonna change the live stream that's tomorrow. I'm gonna switch the free readings and stuff like that live stream. I'm gonna switch to something else, but it's still gonna be tomorrow. Okay. So I love y'all very, very much. Let me get out of here. Y'all have a good rest of y'all Tuesday evening.